All right. And before we jump into the individual capabilities, I want to take 30 seconds, set the stage and emphasize the out of the box capabilities that are auto generated within AlDQ in a matter of minutes as we scan the data. So on the screen, we can see various tabs across this panel. We see behaviors, outliers, schema, and shapes. These are generated without any human intervention. So we also have a view AR. This stands for adaptive rules. And as the tool is exposed to more data, the adaptive feature will detect and alert the user to new anomalies, new patterns, new behaviors, and the user can either validate them, resolve them, or dismiss them as false alerts. So next, we'll quickly touch on the performance. In the upper right-hand corner, we can see the run stats. So we can see, the source, etc. In this case, this run took just over a minute. So what's impressive is really not that it took a minute to profile the data, but what's most impressive is all of the insights that we see in the tabs that are generated right within this minute. And if we add on the kind of 4 to 5 minute setup time, right, there's a wizard-like configuration to get this set up. The total end-to-end time is around 6 minutes. So the real benefit, the takeaway is it's fast to set up, it's fast to configure, it's fast to get insights, whether that's ongoing or ad hoc analysis. So next, I want to drill into the adaptive rule panel itself. Within this, minute runtime, the tool is able to profile the data and generate a number of different rules. So specifically on this data set, which was over 70 columns, you can imagine all the group bys and distincts and everything else. The tool generates over 230 data quality rules. So rather than going column by column, we point the tool and expose it to the data to get calibrated. Now, bear in mind, right, some of these, as we're getting started within the first runs, they may appear inaccurate, but as the tool's exposed to more data, new variances, new limits, and through some minor human validations, the tool is going to become more fine-tuned as we go along. So now we'll drill into a specific example of one of these callouts, which we can see under the behavior panel. In this case, CC code, which I know stands for credit card code. But if you wanted to peek at the preview, we can get a sense of the descriptive stats presented below. We can also see some details about this callout. So it's identifying the attribute, column, or field name. It's identifying the metric type. So this would be a null ratio or a null metric. And then we can see the stats about the level of change compared to its normalcy. So when you're troubleshooting these, these are getting called out of the 230 rules that were put in place, and these are the most significant or impactful. So I can drill into the details panel to maybe get a little more information to help me troubleshoot what's going on. Within this panel, we can see the historical comparison between the previous set of profiles. This is our baseline, and the last run, the most recent scan on the right. So I can see the representation of JCB relative to the distribution of null in the most recent scan, and that lines up roughly with the null ratio series. This is the metric series, where this column's never been null. It's never had nulls, yet today it's almost 50% null. So this lines up almost identically. It really helps us get to the bottom of the root cause pretty quickly. Now, here is where an analyst or an end